For Buzz Calkins, it's been 71 laps since his last stop. So he should be solidly in the window now, due to stop in 2 laps, according to the team. There's Lynn St. James. She runs back in 13th place, 11 laps behind the lead, but she's been in and out of the pits most of the time today. She's obviously struggling with something on that car.
She's one that I talked to 2 days ago that was really having handling problems. This track, again, is so fast, and with the way it's built, it's a real demanding track for chassis handling. And Lynn's has been, the front end has been kind of weaving back and forth on her. So that's the problem that she's been having since she's been here.
Calkins, Kaylee Alvaretto, Tony Stewart up into 5th place now after his stop, and that's his final stop of the day. Then Robbie Buell, Johnny O'Connell, Eddie Cheever, Davey Hamilton, and Scott Sharp. That's your top 10. So keeping an eye for a stop by the leader of the race. Should be due in within the next minute. There's Roberto Guerrero coming into the pits. He comes out of 2nd place for this stop.
Well, that was tough. They put his pit before him had their tires out. He almost couldn't get in his own pit, Paul.
Giving a long push to Ari Leyendijk as he comes out, and the leader of the race comes in.
That's the 2nd time for him. He's obviously got some problem. I don't know if it's clutch or whatever, but he's got some kind of problem because he couldn't get out the first time.
Watching the leader, Calkins. Nice, smooth work. Everybody's taking their time, and that can't be easy. And there's Guerrero. Calkins is still the leader. Waddles is assumed 2nd on the racetrack, followed by Alvaretto. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Paul, you can see as Calkins got away, it was very, very slow, and one of the problems was they ran out. They used every drop of fuel from the gravity tank, and they had to lean over, bang the fuel around the backside. They lost about 3 seconds to disengage because they didn't know that all the fuel had gone into the car.
Roberto Guerrero had his problems as well as he stalled it trying to come out of the pits. There's one of the veterans having trouble getting it rolling. Calkins now coming back up to speed. And Roberto Guerrero, as he headed into the pits, faced an obstacle course. Here's a look at it. Another crew had some tires laid out and made for a very sharp turn in and a little bit of confusion. He started to turn into the wrong pit and then came back out and around.
You can watch him light up the right front tire. The smoke come off of it there because he was disturbed that he couldn't get into his own pit there.
That's something you don't like to see. The teams usually work together, but again, they're a little green. They're probably not used to that.
So the Indy 200 at Walt Disney World continues. 55 laps to go. We're back at Walt Disney World Speedway, 52 laps to go, but we are under yellow, and that emergency vehicle is clearing the course after Stan Waddles got into the wall on actually the fence on the inside with a quick spin. Let's take a look at that. There is Waddles as he was walking away from the car after climbing out, so it's obvious he's not injured. But it was a quick spin, and it did bring out the yellow. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Well, let's update the situation relating to the leader, Buzz Calkins. We talked about the experience of Laurie Garish. You've just come on with this team now. You've got this youngster out here in front. We saw all the fuel go into the car. Now, how much fuel have you got in the car, and is it a concern?
We emptied the fuel tank. All the fuel's in the car. We've got way enough fuel to finish the race. We're getting fantastic mileage. Buzz Calkins is such a smooth driver. We're getting close to 2 miles per gallon.
You're obviously impressed. Are you surprised?
No, not surprised. I knew the kid was smooth.
How about that, Paul?
Well, that's good. We were worried about whether he had enough fuel. Now we know.
Let's go to Jack.
Well, as Gary Gerald was talking to Buzz Calkins, I'm talking to Ari Leyendijk. And Ari, your problems that eventually put you all the way back during the first pit stop.
The first pit stop, I ran out of fuel, and that gave me problems leaving the pits. Then when we went back and started again, I couldn't get the gear in first gear. I think it stripped or something. And second pit stop, no gears at all. But the team has done a good job with the amount of time we've had. The Bryant car today was good. I was handling good, and I think I could have been up there for the win. But the pit stops and the problems with the gearbox really killed us today.
How about giving a grade to all of the rookies and how they've performed out there in race traffic and everything that's so critical to 1 mile oval competition?
I tell you, these guys that have raced on the sprints and on the midgets, these guys, they know what they're doing because I really didn't have a problem with anybody out there. Some of the guys that are having problems, like some of the Menard cars. I'm not sure who's behind the wheel, but you know, they have a problem and they get out of the way and they give us room, and it's been really good. It's been really good.
Phoenix, the next stop, as you know, guys. Another mile oval.
Well, there's the running order after 149 laps, and the pace car should pick up speed shortly here because they've already indicated just one more lap to go back to the green flag. And then it's 50 miles, 50 laps to the finish. This yellow really helped out Robbie Buell. He hadn't made his second pit stop of the race, was able to make it under the yellow, and is now running in third place. Some others to note, Michele Alboreto started 14th, is now running in fourth place as we go back to green flag racing with Buzz Calkins at the start of the field. You heard Lori Gary say that he's proud of this kid and thinks that he has the moxie to go all the way. Stewart came across the line, of course, on the restart, close behind. And Robbie Buell is on a lap of his own, one lap down.
You know, we really haven't seen any mistakes from Calkins all day. We've seen the pit crew be pretty good. Minor problems, but overall, he's done a good job, I think.
You know what? I think that most of the people out here have done a good job. It's been pretty impressive, and I think Ari touched on one thing, Bobby, that you and I were talking about, is that everybody seems to be pretty fair about their passing. Nobody's holding anybody up. You know, it's good dicing and traffic and good racing.
Now you can see the interval back to second place Tony Stewart as he has Michele Alboreto just ahead of him. Alboreto is in third place, 2 laps behind the leader, so he's pretty racy today. And of course, new to an oval from the Formula One discipline, may not be real aware of Tony Stewart behind him and his position.
Right. Tony Stewart also knows that he's only got 47 laps left in order to catch Calkins. He's going to have to hook it up, fuel or no fuel. He's going to have to go with it. He knows he's got the power. He's got to see if he's got the handling and the fuel to do it.
Average speed of the race, 139.014 miles an hour to this point. Calkins, the leader. Stewart's now 2.3 seconds back from the leader of the race.
Bobby, they fueled, of course, with about 66 laps to go. And their longest run had been 71. So he's going to use all the fuel, but at some stage he's got to turn it up and he's going to try to win that thing.
That's the way I see it. It's either do it or else. You know?
You got it.
So the story of the race is Tony Stewart has to catch Buzz Calkins here. We'll return with more of the IRL's Indy 200 at Walt Disney World after this message and a word from our ABC station. Walt Disney World Speedway as Buzz Calkins, the leader of the race. Tony Stewart hasn't been able to close in on him at all. The Goodyear blimps, now in their 4th decade of live sports coverage. Helping us here today, there's the Stars and Stripes from Pompano Beach, Florida, piloted by Captain Dick Esch.
And Paul, right now, Stewart is moving up on Calkins fairly good. Just while you were talking this last time, he picked up about a second right there.
All right, you see the relationship back to second place, but look at how the speed is working out. Stewart is almost 3 miles an hour. He's 2 faster than Calkins
I think it's like Danny said a little while ago, that he's got to turn up the wick. He's got to turn the turbo pressure up on that Menard engine to move up on him, and he is right now. And maybe they're going to gamble on the fuel. Maybe they've saved enough fuel to be able to utilize the power.
And also, I think that Buzz may be being a little conservative right now because he dropped from doing 165 miles an hour now down to 161. But I think one of the things that's helping Tony is he was being pulled around by Michele Alboreto, who seems to be gaining confidence and running quick.
Now you can see by the indication there, Stewart's just been carefully reeling him in. Now 4.4 seconds behind, and boy, there's the advantage of that. The car held across the top of the screen. You can keep track of that constantly, and the battle, of course, is at the front of the field. First and second, Calkins and Stewart.
Yeah, and he lost a little bit. You can see what happens when you catch a lap car. It's hard to pass on this racetrack, so they always fall back a little bit when they get caught up with traffic like that.
Well, of the 20 that started, there are 12 still in the run here at Walt Disney World. Let's go to Jack.
Fellas, Gary Gerald told you how Buzz Calkins has no fuel left in the tank or in the hose. Here's how much Tony Stewart's got left. See right here? Run the length. Right to there, about 2 gallons. See up here? It's empty.